Hello YouTube and welcome to Superpower Broadcasting. In this video, I'm going to be discussing hashtag Tulsi didn't qualify party. That's right. Tanky Tulsi did not make the third debate. This is great cause to celebrate my Hawks. And I am going to definitely take great pleasure in the fact that Tanky Tulsi is basically done. I mean, we already did the live stream over on Reese's channel, Nightmare Fuel. Tulsi's done, son. But in all seriousness, her campaign is about to wrap up very soon. I have, of course, as you all know, spent basically all of 2019 triggering the Tanky Tulsi fanboys. Every day, I share memes from my meme page to trigger them. Every day, I get into it. I go over there. I see, all kinds of ISO stuff that they're doing. I take W's. I hand out L's. It's been fun. But, and as I mentioned on that stream, there was always a chance that she would clutch out the nomination. There was always a chance. That was my nightmare fuel. 100%. Because for all of the Bernie bro craze and for all of the hype around Nutso Liz, Warren, there was always this chance, right, that Bernie, well, he's washed up. Maybe the Bernie bros move on. Maybe they cluster around Tulsi because she's hip and cool in their view. And maybe with Warren, she had the beer gaff. She had all the cringe moments. She's just a cringe person all around, Maybe the hype around her would die very much as people realize that she was just a walking, breathing, cringe machine, right? There was always that chance that it would be Biden versus Tulsi, and then Biden drops the ball. That was always a chance, in my view, of happening. Fortunately, that is reserved for another universe, as I mentioned to the Hawks. We, my friends, my Hawks, hashtag Hawk Gang, we take W's in this universe. We have won on this one. The country, the West, everybody, we have seen what Tanky Tulsi has to say. And it turns out that American Democrats don't really like it when you defend the Taliban. And I have to say, for all the cringe, for all the missed opportunities, for all the isocuckery, for all of the negotiate with the terrorists, negotiate with Kim, for all of that, it is refreshing to see that at least Tanky Tulsi was a bridge too far for the Democrats of America. Now, this is a party, right? So I'm gonna drink, and let's all drink right here. Take a seat, grab some alcohol, and let's drink. Here is to Tanky Tulsi not getting to be president this time around. Not even getting the nomination. Not even getting close. She will have forever been the 1% in the entire election cycle this time around. And my Hawks, that, for us, is a giant W. So here's to W's. Now, it should be noted, of course, that she's not out of the race yet. She just doesn't get to go to the third debate. Now, for all intents and purposes, for a normal candidate, a John Delaney type, reasonable type people, you don't make the cut. You don't get into the third debate. You pack up, go home, cut your losses, try again next time, Try to minimize the embarrassment and everything, You gave it a shot. You gave it your all. You tried. And, it wasn't your time. That's cool. You got some media exposure. You got your name out there. you have to give speeches and everything and get treated, as a potential, president and everything. It's a cool experience, right? Yeah, but take Tulsi Gabbard, there ain't nothing normal about her, right? Because when I go on her Takey Tulsi's date, well, they don't call it that, Tulsi Gabbard's dank meme stash, what do I see? I see talk of, oh, the DNC, they rigged her on this one. But don't worry, because she'll make the fourth debate. Oh, really? Takey Tulsi. She doesn't make the cut for the third debate. But, just hang in there, right? Because she'll make it to the fourth one. That is batshit. That is lunacy. That is delusions of just the most grotesque grandeur. That is unbelievably stupid. And yet that is what passes for, reasonable predictions in the Takey Tulsi fanboy crowd. If you are a Takey Tulsi neckbeard, that makes all the sense in the world to you. Because of course, because their logic, right, is that, well, Takey Tulsi got rigged. It was an evil, no good DNC rig. It wasn't that she was unpopular. It was just an evil, no good DNC rig. That's the ticket, right? Yeah, that's the ticket. That's how they think, right? But as we know, that is a flawed interpretation, to say the least. It assumes that now that she is not going to make the debate, all of America is going to rally around her, as if this is a free speech issue. Because John Delaney and the others that didn't make the cut, that was them having their free speech silenced. I mean, because by that logic, anytime you don't make the cut to the next round, is that your free speech being silenced? If you join a competition and, you make it to the playoffs, but you don't make it to the second round of playoffs, is that them silencing your free speech? Is it, oh, everybody should be able to make it to the playoffs. Everybody should be able to win the finals. That is a very, very, very dumb way of looking at the world. I mean, imagine applying that to sports or esports or anything like that. Oh, I didn't make it into the top 10. My free speech. No, it's not a free speech issue. A free speech issue would be if the government arrested you because you were talking about how Assad is a good guy. That would be a free speech issue. Not making it to the third debate because the DNC had standards of polls that, again, were set months in advance. And she knew the terms of it and didn't make that much of an issue of it. Until right at the last moment, she realized she wasn't going to qualify. And then now she plays the whole Bernie card. The whole, it wasn't that I messed up. It was an evil, no good DNC rig. Yeah, that's a ticket. I mean, we've seen this before. It's unbelievably cringe. I mean, cringe does not do justice to how, embarrassing this is on her part. How much of a sore loser she is. She's a sore loser. She took an L. She can't just accept the L. She has to come back in the media, go on, ISOCUCK Talk, Tucker Carlson's program. And my friend Reese, he did a video on this. You should check it out where, he just absolutely blows Tucker Carlson's BS out of the water. It calls him out. Dead accurately. They are a bunch of lunatics. They're Alex Jones types. Bunch of neckbeards. And it's embarrassing. I mean, it's comical. I enjoy it. Us in the Hawk gang, we're taking big W's right now, my Hawks. Big W's. Again, here's the big W's, my Hawks. And here is to the grotesque grave of Takey Tulsi Gabbard's campaign, because that whole campaign, that is about to just absolutely wrap up in a heap of hot garbage. So, here's to that, my Hawks. Hashtag Tulsi didn't qualify party. This is when the Kamala Harris fans and the hot gang, we join hands and say, booyah, the tanky is done. Tanky's done, son. Tanky Tulsi absolutely got wrecked. Took a big L, and she wasn't content with taking a single L. She has to draw out and prolong the L taking. Because of course she does. Because she's a cringe isocuck. She's a non-interventionist. The most cringy political identifier of the current era that you could go with. At least in the mainstream. Because of course the alt-right and all those people, they're cringe and they're non-interventionist. I mean, all around. I mean, if you identify as a non-interventionist, you might as well say you're an incel at this point. I mean, that's basically what this is. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. But it is fantastic to see her campaign dead in the water. And, you know, it's so great. I usually like to make predictions and things, but I don't really have that much of a prediction with this one because in all circumstances, she would wrap up and go home pretty soon, right? Because she's not going to go up in the polls now. It's not like America's going to rally around her and, you know, her free speech or whatever and see her as this victim of tyranny or something because she didn't get into the third debate, so she'll go up and then she'll make it in the fourth debate. Well, by that logic, that would assume what? Well, even if you agreed that they rigged it, spoiler alert, they didn't, but even if you agree that they did it, the DNC rigged it against her in this debate, what makes you think they wouldn't do it in the fourth debate, even if you were right that she went up? Again, they don't think things through. They're isocucks. They're not the brightest out there. They're common isolationist pigeons. Unfortunately, hawks are a rare bird, but, you know, being rare, it gives you an insight on things. It gives you a viewpoint of analysis that you can dissect things in a way that cuts through the bull crap. And that the neckbeards and the isocucks cannot. And in this case, if they rigged it against her because she's the only anti-war voice, again, cringe, because they all are, with the exception perhaps of Klobuchar and Biden. But even then, they are somewhat wavering. And if I had to pick anybody, I'd probably pick Klobuchar, you know, in an ideal world. Biden has a much better chance of winning, so of course I'm going to go with him. But to say that they are pro-war, to say that they're hawks, no, they're not hawks. Biden is the closest that you can come to a hawk, and he's not even 18% hawk. There may be a hawk bone in his body, there may be a few hawk bones in his body, but by and large, the Democratic lineup that we have in this election cycle, very isolationist pigeon, like 99% pigeon. Tanky Tulsi, of course, has to be the most isolationist pigeon of them all, of course. But here's the thing. They would have rigged it against her in the first debate. If that were true, if the DNC was out to get her, she wouldn't have ever been at any of the debates and faded into obscurity or whatever. This whole idea assumes that, well, she's just going to skyrocket in popularity now. Here's the problem. The reason why it's flawed is because the reason why she didn't make the third debate was not because they didn't want her there. I mean, they have Andrew Yang there. The mainstream establishment Democrats, they don't really like Andrew Yang that much. I got news for you. They really don't like Bernie Sanders. I mean, I don't like Bernie Sanders that much. But, like, let's just keep it real. The mainstream DNC, yeah, they don't like him. 100% they don't like him. Now, I'm not going to say that they rigged it against him in the last election cycle, but most of them voted for Hillary Clinton. I mean, let's just keep that real, right? They don't like Bernie Sanders. So why wouldn't they shut him down? I mean, if anything, they would have been after him the most because he made a big fuss and everything in the last election, like big time, you know, with Donna Brazile and all those people, you know, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, etc. Like the whole thing with all this stuff is that, what was I going to say? Well, with Tanky Tulsi Gabbard, of course, what we see is Her fans, they do not live in the rational world. They live in an alternate universe where up is down and left is right and the sky is green and an L is a W and a W is an L. And they see the Hawks as cringe. They see based as cringe and cringe as based. They think they're based. They think they take W's. They only take L's. And they're only pure cringe. And it has been thoroughly revealed and exposed to the American public, this fact. And again, it was not that the DNC rigged it against her. It was not an evil, no good DNC rig. It was the fact that Tulsi Gabbard was able to get her message out. I mean, shouldn't you be happy if you're a fan of her that she was able to attend the last two debates and get her, non-interventionist message out there? She got into it with Tim Ryan, for example. Wouldn't they have just silenced her mic or whatever? Wouldn't they have not given her much time to speak? They didn't give Yang that much time to speak. Why wouldn't they have done the same to Tulsi Gabbard if that were the case? Now, my view is they don't care. They just want ratings, and they think that she'll get better ratings if she gets into it with Tim Ryan than if Yang talks about like economics or something, because economics is boring to people, right? I mean, I have a degree in economics. I like economics. But yeah, let's just keep it real. Drama and stuff, reality TV type, that kind of stuff, much better ratings than having a dry discussion about economics and stuff, right? Automation, etc. Most people aren't into that. A lot of people want to see them get into the dirt. Tim Ryan and Tulsi. That's my view. That's why she got a lot of time to speak. But again, she did get the time to speak. We all saw what she had to say. It turns out American Democrats didn't really like what she had to say. Simple as that. And yet, it cannot be as simple. To the simpletons, the neckbeards, the tankies that are in her corner, it can never be simple. It has to be a nefarious, malfeasant, evil, no good DNC rig. Yeah, that's it. It couldn't be that our darling bootlicker for Assad isn't actually that popular. It couldn't be that our ISOCUC message doesn't play well with the American public. It couldn't be that, no way. It couldn't be that she defended the Taliban. It couldn't be that Americans don't like the accomplices to 9/11. No. It was an evil, no good DNC rig. Absolute cringe, but she's done. Her campaign, done. I mean, for all intents and purposes, she can whine and she can go on Tucker Carlson and try to court Republicans all she wants. They're not showing up in the Democratic primary. Let's just keep that real. Ain't gonna happen. Her campaign, dead in the water. And to that, I say, cheers, my Hawks. We only take W's. That's how this goes. We may be a small enclave on YouTube currently, but every day we just take more W's. And the ISOCUCs, they just take more L's. And people don't like those who take the L's. People want to win. People like it when you're winning. People don't like it when you're losing. Nobody likes an L taker. People want a winner. Tulsi Gabbard, not a winner. Only takes L's. And this week, my friends, my Hawks, Hawk Gang, Hawk Fam, she took a giant L. And I've been, on here since the beginning of my channel. The second video, I went after her in particular. And what did I see? I saw, you're not going to get very far, Kevin, blasting a progressive. Well, guess what? My channel's growing every day. The Hawk Gang getting more energized every day. And we're just getting started. We're just getting warmed up, We are in the very early stages of taking back this platform. We're in the very early stages of changing the world. Because first we take down YouTube and we infuse some rationality and some moral consistency into YouTube. Then the world. Then we come for the despots, the Tin Pot despots, Assad, Kim, etc. They will all meet the fate of Gaddafi in due time. We are coming for all of them. and we only take W's. And Tanky Tulsi, she only knows how to take L's. And she'll be back. I anticipate she'll come around in the next election cycle, and I will be ever so happy to hand out more L's to her and take more W's. So thank you for watching, YouTube. Cheers.